Welcome back, iPad Initiative Geometry students from OHS. This here is another example of them trying to get us used to writing proofs. So they've went ahead and started a two-column proof for us, and we're just supposed to fill in the missing spots, which only looks to be one in this example here. So it says fill in the blanks to complete the two-column proof, and then we're given that segment XY, and we have a little diagram there, and then we're supposed to prove that segment XY is congruent to segment XY. Alright, so looks like again the given information comes first. Notice what's given to us shows up in the statement and also is the reason. Notice what we're trying to prove is the very last statement there. So those three things are given to us in any proof that we want to start. Now it says that XY is equal to XY. I think I recognize that from some of those algebraic properties, especially with the equal sign there. I think we worked on those pretty hard in 2.5, so you might check over those. And if I was to draw a little mirror right here, it looks like the mirror image would be on both sides, so that is the reflexive property of equality. And then they finish it off by using the definition of congruent segments. If those two are equal lengths, then they are congruent. So we had to fill in one blank right there. Alright, let's move on to the next page. Looks like we got the same type of example here, a little bit longer though, and over something a little bit different here, the congruent supplements theorem. So we kind of talked about what that was before we actually got to these examples from part 1 of the video. This says angle 1 and angle 2 are supplementary, and angle 2 and angle 3 are supplementary, and we're trying to prove that angle 1 is congruent to angle 3. So this is going to prove the congruent supplements theorem, and then we should be able to use that in our proofs for now on. So let's see. Given information, my reason is given. Oh, it's blank over here. That's one of the things I'm supposed to fill in. So I'm just going to copy it straight down from the given. I'm going to say angle 1 and angle 2 are supplementary. I'm going to abbreviate that. And angle 2 and angle 3 are supplementary. So then they use the definition of supplementary to state that the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 is equal to 180 degrees. And that the measure of angle 2 plus the measure of angle 3 is equal to 180 degrees. So that's the definition of supplementary angles. Now it looks like they're substituting in here for something. So what do we have that we could possibly substitute? Well, it looks like both of these are equal to 180. So if measure of angle 1 plus measure of angle 2 equals 180, maybe I can plug in that right down here where I have the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 equals the measure of angle 2 plus the measure of angle 3. Alright, so I just substituted in there. Now it says the measure of angle 2 equals the measure of angle 2. Notice that that's the mirror again, which is a reflexive property of equality. So it looks like then they went back up to step 3 and they took away the measures of angle 2 from both sides. So it looks like they subtracted the measure of angle 2 from both sides. So then to get this, we're going to have the subtraction property of equality, which allows us to subtract the same value from both sides. Alright, and then, well, notice that the last thing we're given is one of the easy and give me things, what we're trying to prove right there. So I probably didn't even need to look at all the rest of the proof, and I could probably fill that in without even looking. So remember, what you're trying to prove goes right here, and that would be definition of congruent angles for the reason on that. So they're just trying to get us used to doing a 2-column proof. And they're doing that by going step by step, trying to get us used to it. Looks like we're given another couple of theorems right here. The right angle congruence, which just says that all right angles are congruent. And then the congruent complements theorem, which is probably going to be pretty similar to the congruent supplements, but with complements instead, which is if two angles are complementary to the same angle or two congruent angles, then the two angles are congruent themselves. So go ahead and put those in notes, pause the video if needed, and we're going to continue on. So it looks like we're writing our very own proof right here. So we're supposed to use the given plan to write a 2-column proof. Oh, maybe we're given a plan to write it. I don't see a plan anywhere here. I wonder if we... Looks like something should be there, but it didn't transfer over, it looks like, from my lesson. So let's see if we can just go ahead and write this out real quick. Let's see, we're given, so I'm probably going to start off with the given information here. So I can go ahead and fill in given, and that angle 1 and angle 2 are supplementary. Okay, and then I have that angle 1 is congruent to angle 3. I'm going to hold off on that just a second because I'm going to use this information to get me going here. So what's it mean to be supplementary? It means that the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 equals 180 degrees, and that's just by definition of supplementary. And I'm going to abbreviate that a little bit. Now I'm going to state that angle 1 is congruent to angle 3, which is another given information. And now, what does that mean? That means that the measure of angle 1 equals the measure of angle 3, and that's definition of congruent angles. Okay, move this down a little bit, give us a little bit more room. Alright, so we need a few more statements and reasons in here then. So it looks like I've got this set up to plug in here. If I've got angle 3 and angle 2, and I'm trying to go to angle 2 and or angle 3 and angle 2 are supplementary. So if I just took this and plugged it in for my angle 1, then I'd have the measure of angle 3 plus the measure of angle 2 equals 180 degrees. And that would be by substitution. By the way, the song on this is kind of cool if you want to check that out sometime, that I've attached to this lesson. And then it looks like I'm already ready for my proof statement here, which is angle 3 and angle 2 are supplementary. And that would mean that they add up to equal 180 degrees, so that's by definition of supplementary. Alright, let's see what else we got here. Just a few problems there. Looks like we're to the up one, down one, so we're going to conclude this video. Hopefully that introduced you to writing some proofs, get you at least started on that. I know these are tough. Might be a lesson that you need to watch a couple more videos on, or work with a partner on this one, talk about it a little bit, start getting used to these proofs. But this is Mr. Lane signing off from OHS High School. Have a good morning.